Chasing Purpose was designed to empower, uplift, and enlighten you on your journey in chasing your purpose.
Don't waste your time with thoughts of giving up.
Chasing Purpose.
Not too late for us to try. We can overcome.
Chasing Purpose. Candid conversations, nurturing faith, pursuing aspirations, setting intentions.
Together we rise, divided we fall. Let Jah lead the way.
Chasing Purpose.
Cause God always a listen.
Chasing Purpose.
One day I have to win. That's why I'ma try again.
Chasing Purpose. Mondays, 7 p.m. on Arijam Radio, Arijam 360, or arijamradio.com. Hosted by Cynthia Shea.
I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me laughs, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer. Girl, what you doing, don't you see what they have done to Bedouin and Marcus, Jesus and all of the prophets? But I'm not afraid, no, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid, no. If them a come, let them come, cause I'm protected by the Most High One. They don't mind when you fall behind and can't pay your bills on time. Prostituting and standing in a them government line. No, and they don't mind when you waste your time coming up with some stupid lines, influencing the youth them for snort a line and take a life. And they don't mind when you're locked up in jail, can't get no bail, sentence for life. I can't see your youth them strive. No, they don't mind. But I'm not afraid, no, I'm not afraid.
Welcome to Chasing Purpose, heard every Monday at 7 p.m. right here at our home at Arijam Radio, on our app at Arijam 360, as well as irijamradio.com. We love to hear your views and reviews. Please share them with us at 888-546-8742. That's 888-546-8742. You can also email us at chasingpurpose on irijam@gmail.com. Stay connected with us via our social media platforms on Facebook, Chasing Purpose, and be sure to join our Facebook group entitled Purpose Soars. Follow us over on Instagram at chasingpurpose_on-purpose. Be sure to follow, like, and share. Grab a pen, grab your journals, grab a glass of water as we dive into more candid conversations.
I recently read in my daily word this entry and thought it was so fitting for tonight's topic. It reads, "If I touch a rose's petal, I may delight in their soft, velvety texture. If I hold the bloom to my face, its sweet scent may make me smile. However, grasping a rose by the stem and touching the thorns may pierce my skin and cause me pain. The seasons of my life are like the roses, sweet and soft and sharp and prickly. And as I seek the beauty and fragrance of the roses, so too must I expect its thorns. I have enjoyed the pleasure and plenty just as I have endured hardship and scarcity in my life. Through times of joy and times of sorrow, I am grateful for the presence of God within and all around me. I accept my life as I accept the rose, from the dewy rosebud to the rose's fullest bloom to its last withering petals." Having read this, I thought, what a brilliant way to describe life. Just like the roses, life gives you seasons, the sweet seasons, the seasons of joy and harvest, and the tough and hard prickly seasons. It is in how we address and transition through each season that will help us to apply each lesson and blessing, which will allow us to live purposefully unapologetic. Welcome to Chasing Purpose, a space where we have candid conversations on nurturing faith, setting intentions, pursuing aspirations, all while living boldly and fashionably. I am your host, Cinta Shea, and tonight our topic is living purposefully unapologetic. So grab your journals, grab a pen, grab a glass of water, and let's get right into it. Our candid conversation this evening is with the absolutely fabulous and big sister in my head, Mrs. Angelie Martin Spencer. Angelie is Miss Universe Jamaica 1994. She is coined as Miss Jack of all trades. She has successfully operated a catering business and is a certified cake baker and decorator. Angelie is the principal and interior decorator at Angelie Spencer Home, and before that, she was client and marketing manager and the face of local fashion label Drenna Luna. Angelie!
Hey, Sam.
Welcome to Chasing Purpose.
My sister, my little sister.
Yes, oh my God, I love her, by the way, and her sister Arlene.
We love you back.
Thank
and
you
I'm
for
very
making
privileged
it.
to be here. Thank you so much.
I am honored. I mean, this is a Miss Jamaica Universe before me, guys. Hello. All right. Become who you are by learning who you are. Apply this to your life.
I believe that I have applied that quite appropriately to my life, because I think my superpower is actually knowing who I am. And it's in the knowing who I am truly that makes me who I am.
Wow.
I have the privilege that I've known who I am for a very long time, and I've never compromised that. I've never questioned that. I've certainly done things in my life you can know who you are. I know who I am, good, bad, and ugly, good, bad, and indifferent. And that which I don't love about myself, I make every effort to suppress or to change or to alter. And that which I love about myself is what I play up as my strengths. It's what drives me. It's what motivates me. It's what that truly makes me who I am.
And I think that is to be applauded.
Yeah.
A lot of women,
sadly, don't know who they are.
do not.
And it's interesting, it amazes me actually, because I've always known who I am. And it's interesting. I find, and all my sisters are like that. Arlene is especially like that, even more so than me, because I have the ability to sort of adjust depending on who I am with, just to sort of put people at ease.
Yeah.
Arlene is 100% unapologetically who she is.
Love her.
And I know, and she's so genuine and authentic, and it's because she knows who she is, and she knows. I can't say Arlene has many limitations, but she doesn't move from outside of who she is, and I try not to do that either, because that's when you become uncomfortable and you become uncertain, you become unsure. It's because you are actually living someone else's purpose, or walking someone else's purpose, or chasing someone else's purpose and not really realizing your own.
Already with the gems, guys. Already with the gems. Living boldly is one of our 4 pillars of here on Chasing Purpose, which you do so effortlessly. How? And I think, in your last answer, you're going to kind of pick up that, but tell us how.
And bold is interesting, because we think that bold means loud.
Yes.
It means in your face, and it doesn't.
No.
It's bold means having the audacity to know who you are, the audacity to embrace who you are and what you do and what you have to offer, and your voice and yourself and your spirit and your convictions.
Yeah.
And it's boldly embracing that, boldly embracing the you and your who and your why and your when as well. That's another thing that we have to,
all those things
and
are important.
just boldly being that, and that alone.
What impact do you want to leave?
It's interesting. You know what? In all honesty, I've never been, and I'm not a very ambitious person. I don't have.
No,
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I really am not. I don't have dreams and aspirations of changing the world and impacting lives. I've never had that. I just sort of hope that I have lived my fullest. And I've now realized and come to accept that in doing that, I inspire others in doing the same. I inspire my children, first of all, I hope. And I do. Up to last night, my daughter told me that. And every time she tells me that, my heart soars, because I want nothing more than to inspire and encourage her. Yeah. And I want her to see through me what she can be without me forcing it on her, because I worried. She's now 16. And I remember 6 years ago, I was with all of my heart and strength trying to make her who I wanted her to be and missing who she truly was. And in doing that, I was suppressing her boldness, her voice, her confidence, her being, her becoming. And it wasn't until I realized that what I needed to do was rather encourage and nurture her for who she is. That she will become. That's how best I can serve her. And I had to let go of all of what I thought I wanted her to be and just allow her to be. And God in his wisdom, he gave me this girl to teach me humility and to teach me grace, true grace. I mean, yes, I was probably graceful, but I just didn't know grace. Like she's just all of those things. And that's what I'm happy that I inspire, but I certainly don't wake up and say, okay, I'm going to inspire the world today and I'm going to change the world. It's just not how I am, but I appreciate and I accept the burden of that now. And
I think my takeaway from what you just said was that you identified that your ideals being placed on her wasn't correct. And I think that a lot of us as parents, mothers, fathers as well, we tend to put our children in this box.
It's simply because all parents want their children to be better and better off than them. I can't think of any parent. You really want your children to be much better than you and much more successful than you. And so, I mean, it's twofold because in letting go and allowing her to become, what I could not let go of is encouragement, which is what we have to do. We have to encourage, nurture, just show them the way, like whatever talents that they have that they may not want to, at certain, with age comes wisdom, and she may not have wanted to do a particular thing, swimming, for example, but she was incredibly strong at swimming. So it's with our encouragement and wisdom as parents that you nurture in a way that you don't make them hate it and hate you for it. So it's things like that. It's doing just that. I had to just allow her to be.
And there's no guidebook being given. You can only hope that you're doing the right by them.
And even if there was a book, that book, we'd have to burn it.
Correct. Every child is different. Yes. And I think that's so important. That's important that we learn that. And I think, guys, if we take away anything so far from the show is that we be mindful of our children. Allow them to teach us. We're just here to be guides for them, right? We're here to guide them. And I think, our parents, their parenting and then their parenting, if we use that, Lord knows if I apply that to my parents, to my child today, it would not work.
Not at all.
Okay?
And it's important to have a strong relationship with them as they grow.
Wow. I didn't even think that we were going to go here, but this is, especially off the heels of Mother's Day, I think this is brilliant. Do you believe that you found your purpose?
I believe that I have. I believe that I have. And how you know is if what you are doing brings you joy, it brings you contentment, then absolutely you are. If you're still feeling dis-ease and discomfort and dissatisfaction with what it is that you're doing, or, then it can't be, because it's supposed to bring you contentment. It's supposed to bring you joy. I mean, yes, of course, there are times when I feel overwhelmed or I feel immense pressure, but the reason that you keep going and the reason that you see it through to the end and that you see it through well is because it is.
Is that purpose?
Yes. My purpose is mine. My purpose is not. My purpose is, I think, just to sort of inspire and encourage and motivate and just be an example of living unapologetically, living who you are. Yes, what you do, just being yourself, fully embracing yourself. The journey is the destination, eh? So, everything that I have done have led me to where I am. Yes, there are some slight regrets, but it's nothing that I've certainly learned from them, and they've certainly taught me and shaped me and sort of brought me here. So,
if someone right now watching this program is trying to figure out what their purpose is or trying to identify what it is, what advice would you give them?
It has to be something that it has to bring them joy.
Yeah.
You cannot scroll through Instagram and say, "Oh my gosh, Angelie is wallpapering," and I would love to, unless you have a love for that, unless you have a love for manual labor, for hard work, for commitment.
Because she makes it look good on Instagram, okay?
And that's the thing. It's if people can certainly inspire you by what they do, or it should be more how they do it, and not what they do. So you can't scroll through Instagram and say, "Okay, I'm going to try this today because it's what's trending," or "I'm going to try that tomorrow." If it doesn't bring you joy, if it's not something that you've loved or always have loved, if you don't feel passionate about it, if you're not naturally skilled in it. I mean, some people are naturally skilled with their voices or with their thoughts or with their nuggets or with their, so that's where they're led in that direction, and that's their purpose. Some of us are skilled creatively, and that's where we need to be. I mean, there are people who are doctors, lawyers, executives who truthfully are finding no joy doing that because they're creatives. And had they been nurtured as creatives as opposed to traditional thinking, then that's what they were doing, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Some people are led in a certain way because that's all they could do. They were only allowed to use their hands, but they're very analytical. They have an analytical mind, or very cerebral, and so they would have been, their purpose would have been something else. You know, it has to be something that you are naturally gifted at, naturally good at, and you absolutely love and enjoy it.
You have to love it. And I mean, love it to your core. It has to be pulsing through your veins. And I believe it's everybody. You all have it. And it's the sooner you identify it, the sooner you will see that peace of mind click. The sooner you will see everything that you thought was a stumbling block or something, a wall, come right down once you identify your purpose, and it's there. I believe that
Stewart, it's funny. I'm just going to may his soul rest in peace. But Stewart actually said that he hasn't worked a day in his life. He never worked a day in his life because it wasn't work. He was doing what he loved, and the fruits of his labor are apparent.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, he created an empire because he was doing just what he loved.
Yeah. I believe that life gives you cues along the way in finding your purpose. What cues did life give you?
Wow. Well, they sent someone in the body of Novia McDonald White. It's so interesting. Novia saw in me for a long time ago something that I was just taking for granted that I never really saw in me. I remember I first met her. She was one of the judges at Miss Jamaica Universe. She was one of the judges, and I remember after I won, in the brief time I had to prepare, she was one of the persons who helped prepare me for it. And she said, she was very encouraging. I never thought I would win the pageant, but she saw knew. In me, she knew that this girl there's something about her that she could win the pageant. She saw that, and then a couple of years later, paths crossed when I started to work for Air Jamaica, and she did as well. And she says, "Angelie, don't get tied down in this thing. You have
there's so much more
greater
potential."
Precisely. And she saw that, and then years later, you fast forward yet again when I started the catering, and she did a spread, and she sat in my living room while we're filming, and she looked around and she says, "Angelie, you have a good eye. Just write an article. Just write something on that ottoman that you made and submit it." And I did that submission for 6 years. It also, it evolved into Rock the Cloth. That was the DIY. I wrote for 6 years. It was a Thursday live submission. And then it eventually, once Drena Luna started, and she said, "Why don't you and Arlene do an article?" And then it was Rock the Cloth. And we did that for like 3 years. And it's funny, I did cakes, I did the makeup, I did the fashion, I did everything, but it always came right back around. And it came right back around 3 years ago to interior, as she said. And she's like, "What have you been doing?"
There's always someone, and that pushes you.
She was the cue. She was always the one that she encouraged everything that I did. I was a part of. I participated in the Table Talk Food Awards. I've done Style Week. We did, Fashion Week. We did Steak Style Out. everything, but it came right back down to now Design Week. I am most comfortable here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In what I'm doing now.
Wow. And I mean, I think that everyone has that person that kind of gives them the wind, that pours into them.
Yeah.
Those persons are so important. So we're thankful to Novia for giving us our fabulous Angelie.
The nudge.
Do you think that as Miss Jack of all trades, that there's more purpose in that?
Yes, I'm discovering that there is.
Yeah.
There is. You know, it's interesting. There is a song that it's funny, we go on our lives, and the older when you're younger, you listen to the melody. When you're older, you listen to the words. So
that's interesting you say that.
Yes. So if you think about it, the song, the Heptones, Book of Rules.
Yeah.
Everybody sings that song. And when you think of that song, you think, ba, 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 ba. That's all we know. And we dance and we sing the ba, ba, ba. But have we listened to the words?
Right.
And they got those words from a poem. And it says, common people like you and me will be builders for eternity. Each is given a bag of tools, a shapeless mass, and a book of rules.
Wow.
So the bag of tools are your gifts. It's what you are blessed with. It's your talents. It's your ability. The shapeless mass is we are all born as just a mold.
Yeah.
You're just a mass. And how your life experiences and growth, that's what shapes you. Your community, your family, your school, your environment. So you're a shapeless mess. And then the book of rules. Or book of rules, it could be, we could say it's the Bible.
Yeah.
It could be the rule of law. It's society. And it's what you do with these three things that's how you become.
Yeah.
That's what you become. That's what shapes you. That's your purpose. It's how you mold these three things together.
And we're all gifted.
Precisely.
We're all gifted with it. So there's
tools.
Yeah, they're all gifted with it. So there's no excuses just for me identifying those things and seeing how those things are going to first make you feel. Believing within yourself that those tools that were given to you are actually your gifts.
Listen, you see when God come and him say, all right, line up all of us, and him say, okay, I gave you all these talents, and what you did with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to come and say, Angelie, me know me did give you that bag here. How you reach over this with the bag here?
Yes.
My tools are going to be worn down to the nub when I am done.
Yes, and that shows the purpose and your passion.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, he cannot have gifted me with these talents, and I had just did nothing with them through fear.
Yeah.
People are crippled by fear. They're crippled by doubt.
Yes.
So, and that's the thing. I've always said that the only constant you have is you. You are your only constant. I mean, it's very sad, but parents sometimes don't encourage or nurture their children. The community doesn't. The school doesn't. A teacher may not. The teacher tell you, say you're too dunce, you're too fool, you're too slow, you're not listen. People learn differently. Friends discourage you. Even this dependence on friends and everything that you do, you have to call your friend and ask 1,000 people what them think.
Yes.
There is one or two of them, you know, that jealous of you. They don't want you to really see it work, you know. So they're telling you, no, I don't think it can work. So you have your only constant is you, and you have to believe. You have to know. You have to understand. You have to accept that. Listen, and use your bag of tools. Shape your mass, but be guided by the book of rules because you live among people. You live in a society. You have to be decent. You have to be kind. You have to be respectful. You know.
We talk about the who, the when, the where, the what, all important on this compass of life and our purpose journey. What is your why?
What is my why? Why am I here? Why was I born in Jamaica, in Montego Bay? Why was I born to those parents? Why did I marry this man instead of the others? Or what is my why? That's a very good question. Your why has to be linked to your purpose.
Absolutely.
I look back at a lot of things in my life. Appreciation comes from a struggle. It's from knowing. You appreciate what you have because you didn't have. You learn from, I don't know, someone who impacted your life, you learn not to make that mistake again, not to go down that road, or you learn to head straight towards that light, because that's where goodness is. That's where your contentment is. My why, gosh, I don't even ask. I just appreciate. I just appreciate the fact that I am here, and that I am who I am. And I just have to continue living in this purpose, on this journey, being who I am. Just being Angelie. I told someone recently that I don't see myself as Black, Jamaican, female, mother, wife, none of those things. I put none of those labels on myself. I only see Angelie.
The gracious and fabulous
Angelie. I'm Angelie, and what you see is Angelie, because no matter what, I'm Angelie despite my husband, despite my children,
this is true.
despite my parents, despite where I went to school, where I grew up, where I lived, who, I am Angelie. And why am I Angelie? Because I had to be Angelie.
Yeah. That's what God gifted you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just me,
Angelie?
Yes.
How important is faith on your journey?
Oh boy. So faith is defined as a belief and confidence in something or someone. And so it's been very important to me. I have faith in knowing that I have been blessed beyond measure. I am truly blessed and highly favored.
Yes, indeed.
And I know that it is beyond me, it is more than me, and it is bigger than me.
Is seeing ourselves as worthy important to living purposefully unapologetic?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because like I said, you're only constant. You have to have a strong belief in self, self-assurance, confidence and you only get that if you absolutely see yourself worthy. You are worthy of what you accomplish. You are worthy of what you do. You are worthy of what you of what you receive. You are worthy to be where you are. You absolutely deserve it. You are worth it, and you are worthy. That's why you are there. You can't. A lot of us, some people may think they feel a little shame. They feel a little cute, because of their success or their good looks or accomplishments. But you accomplish those things because you were worthy of it, and you have to absolutely be grateful for it and accept it with grace.
Yeah. How important is being your authentic self on your purpose journey?
Very important. That's it's the only way you can get to your purpose. Remember that we said that in discovering and living your purpose and walking in your purpose is because it is 100% you. So you have to be unapologetic, unashamed, unafraid of that, So it's immensely important. Yeah.
Do you think forgiveness plays a part in living purposefully unapologetic?
I don't see how, because it's funny enough. I've recently discovered about myself that I'm actually an unforgiving person. Yeah, and it's because, and I can qualify that by saying that with people, I give a long rope. So I always see the best in people first, not the worst. I don't go off of what people say about others. I don't go off of, I judge you based on my interaction with you.
Yeah.
And I judge you on your your behaviors and how you interact with me. And so I expect the best first, and then I allow you to prove otherwise, and I may forgive transgressions or just make excuses for them. But I give a long rope, and then once the rope buck,
I hate that.
That's it. And I can't forgive you for what you've done because I allowed you to correct the error of your ways multiple times.
Yeah.
I also believe strongly in individual responsibility. And a lot of what happens to us, a lot of what's happening around us, a lot of what we receive is as a result of individual decisions that we made and individual choices. And if individual responsibility and accountability, if you think about that, then it's a lot of what we blame others for has a lot to do with us. It's
yes.
based on our decisions and things that we chose and what we decided to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to accept sometimes what your role in it to forgive others,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't be unapologetic and be forgiving at the same time, because if you ask me to do something and it doesn't suit me, you have to be unapologetic about saying no.
Yeah. Forgiveness of, or not forgiving of others, or being people saying no, or you even saying no, is almost as if it's a crime, you know? We when we say no to something, I think that's something that we need to be cognizant of, setting boundaries. Mm-hmm. It's okay to say no. Yeah. It's okay to say, listen, this doesn't serve me or it doesn't suit me, so I can't take part in it. Mm-hmm. It's in saying, I think sometimes when we say yes too much times, it can derail us or take us off of our purpose path.
It's interesting. I lived my life. I'm a Libra, so I'm a people pleaser at heart. Like, I can't help it. I do not like discontent. I do not like I don't like dis-ease. Okay. It makes me very unhappy. Mm-hmm. So I like contentment, and I like everybody around me to be happy. If everybody isn't happy, then it really bothers me deeply. And so as a people, I try to please everyone so that the environment is a pleasant one in which I have to strive. So I used to not be able to say no. No. And I realized some years ago, and it's interesting, it's all just come full circle, that when I was not saying no, when I was jumping at everything that people asked me to do for them, it wasn't serving me or my purpose, then I was not walking in my purpose. Yeah. I was helping others discover their purpose, which was fine. I was serving other people's purpose, but not mine. And it's not until I have been able to say unapologetically, no, I'm not available to do it, or I'm not able to do it. And I started to serve my purpose that I have become. Yeah.
A lot was said there. One, putting ourselves first. Yeah. Setting boundaries. Yeah. Setting boundaries.
You have to set boundaries, yeah.
So important. It doesn't matter at what stage or phase you're on in your life, how many hats you're wearing, you have to set boundaries, because as Angelie said, if you don't, you're gonna get pulled in all different directions.
All over the place.
Yeah, and then then what your aims and goals are, what your purpose is, you now will have
derailed. Yeah, derailed. And it's fine, it's fine helping. And it's funny, like I said, my journey is my journey has been my destination. So everything that I have done has shaped who I am. Everything it's building blocks, it's stepping stones, it's a part of your path. And so yes, I appreciate all that I've done. But I've paved the path, and it's now time to construct the foundation and the build on that. Because the path can't be endless. You can't just go on and go on to this path. There has to be an end.
There will be an end.
There has to be a destination, and once you've reached there, then you start to build on that. You know, and then lots of what you've done form the foundation of what you now do or you're going to be doing. But you have to be very unapologetic on that journey. Have a moment of selfishness. You have to. For example, when I started to have children, when I got married and I started to have kids, I made a decision to stop working. I gave up my independence, my earning capability. I gave it up so that I could raise my children. Suppose me didn't marry one worthless man and he tell me, say, look here now, be gone. And I gave up that independence, that, So at some point I remember writing it in a journal at the beginning of the year that this was going to be my selfish year. And I sent a nice, beautiful message to those I love to say, I'm going to have to take a moment this year to balance what I do for you with what I have to do for myself.
Which is so important.
And and I'm not going to be dragged. And I'm not going to... And yes, you can have, give me a little notice, you need me to do something, sure. Yeah. If it's a week from now, but it used to be you would call me and I'd drop what I'm doing and do it, So,
boundaries. Yeah. Boundaries are important. Yeah. If life has taught you one thing, what would that have been?
If life has taught me one thing, it's love and acceptance of self. Yeah, it has to come back to me at everything that you become accountable for, everyone you're accountable to, everything that you do starts and ends with you. Every decision I made, I mean, friends you've lost, friends you've gained, jobs you've lost, promotions you've gotten, people seeking you out and saying, I want you to be that person. The only reason any of those things happen is because of something that you have done. Everything is this accountability. You are responsible for everything that you do.
Accountability is so important.
It is.
It's so important on your purpose journey, holding yourself accountable, holding others accountable. But I think starting with self first. And that's the takeaway here, I think, in this conversation is that you start with yourself first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Belief in self. Setting up boundaries for self, nurturing self. That is how you are going to get to that purpose, be able to walk in that purpose and thrive in that purpose.
You have to empathy too. You have to be considerate of others.
Yes.
Like everything that happens. If something ticks me off or for whatever reason, something happens, I always do the reverse, or I'm looking on at situations. You have to reverse everything. If it were me,
How would you feel?
how would you feel?
Yeah.
So why is your spouse so upset? It's because you said this thing or you did this thing. Just flip it around and remove yourself from the receiving end and just say, if it were me, how would I feel about this?
Empathy is important.
Yeah. How would I feel?
Yeah.
And then you can say, oh my God, I am so wrong and strong.
Yeah.
And you just go and you resolve it,
Yeah. Resolve.
Yeah.
Angelie for president, guys.
Oh, jeez. I know.
Living purposefully unapologetic. What does that mean to you?
It means exactly what it says. I mean, for me, it's the living purposefully is far more important than the unapologetically. We have to try to find the balance now that we are unapologetic about it, because hopefully we won't have to be. You know what I mean? You have to. Everything is not in the what, it's in the why. It's in the how. It's not what I said to you, it's how I said it. It's so in saying, okay, guys, like when I said it to everyone or some people that this is my selfish year. It didn't mean that I was just going to be a selfish, you know what, and I was only thinking of myself and I didn't care about anybody else. It meant that I am on occasion going to the time that you usually enjoy. Some of it I'm going to have to take for myself. It's that's what it means. Unapologetic feels a little heavy, like you don't care or you're just cutting people off. But there is some amount of you have to unapologetically accept that you can say to them in a very beautiful email or letter or message or phone call that I am going to take this little time for myself, or I am going to be doing this thing, or is accepting that in gaining sometimes you may have to lose. So
and that's okay.
Right. And that's where the unapologetic comes in. You have to resign a job that you're not enjoying because you're going to follow your purpose of something that you want to do, and you have to be, and everybody say, how could you do that? Oh, you must leave the job, or you But that's where the unapologetic comes. You unapologetically resign from that job because it was bringing you no joy anymore. And this is your dream. This is what you're going to be trying to achieve and accomplish, and that's what you've done.
And it goes the same. It's the same thing with individuals. A friend that no longer serves you,
That's
no longer, you can. It's okay to say, you know what, I love you, but I have to leave you.
And it has to be unapologetic because you then have a release. You know what I mean. And it's interesting, perhaps in doing that, it repairs or alters something. You know what I mean. And so it's being able to accept it in your heart and be content with it. That decision or those decisions.
That contentment.
That's where the unapologetic comes from. You're not sorry you did it because it just, as you said, it wasn't serving or it wasn't good for you. I don't like to say that things aren't serving you. It's not good for you. It's not healthy. It drains you. It sucks you. You know. It's
the mental clarity. I think, as you said at the beginning of this year, that you said that this is going to be your selfish year. And I'm not sure if your mental was at the forefront, but I think doing something like this, you're getting clarity for your mental self. So, and then again, going back to that clarity, that selflessness or selfishness, then that you put out there, you may not even realize that you've cleared yourself mentally from January to right now. There's so much clarity that you've seen that you can pour into yourself first,
and others,
and into others, and more into your purpose.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. What are 5 qualities of someone who lives purposely unapologetic?
Oh my gosh, 5 qualities. It is we've said it. It's confidence. It's confidence to tackle the idea, to tackle the notion, to tackle whatever it is that you have to do. It's confidence in yourself and your abilities. It's self-acceptance and self-assurance and self-love. It's loving and understanding and knowing yourself enough to take that leap, to go on that journey. You know what I mean? It's and knowing of who you are, and understanding of who you are.
Yeah.
It's understanding and knowing of others, of who they are, just understanding, accepting and knowing who others are and how you can serve them. And it's also, you have to get to a point where there's like a contentment with what you're doing, who you are. You're happy and content with that. And so you're fine.
Yeah. And I'll add one, the knowing that you're worthy.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
you're worthy of all.
Accepting that you're worthy.
Yes.
Of
accepting
all,
that you're worthy.
it. Yeah.
Yes.
Because people know, that, yeah, man, I'm worthy to do this thing, but you don't accept it. You kind of like, oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah.
Angelie, this was a brilliant conversation.
Thank you. It was. My gosh.
You're so soft-spoken.
Really?
I feel like I'm always yelling.
Me too. I think I made a conscious effort because the mic is right here. So you don't need to shout, Angelie. Sin is right there and the mic is right here.
What is one quote that you live by?
Oh my gosh. I live by so many because there's so much knowledge and inspiring words that for me it's just be you. Be beautiful. And for me it's like just be full.
Yeah.
I remember last year my mantra was fullness.
Yeah.
Beautiful, thankful, grateful. Yeah, just
being full.
Being full.
Yeah.
Just being a full person in everything you do. A lot of you can't be one-dimensional. You can't be any one thing. I find the most beautiful people are the fullest people.
Yeah.
The people that have a lot to offer. Yes. It's their fullness is not, and it's funny, a lot of people, and it's another thing too, a lot of people, they make themselves or they brand themselves by what they do as opposed to who they are. There is a huge difference between what you do and who you are.
Yes.
And then for me, I've just always wanted to be full, that I am what I do and who I am. I
show
am
up in it
all
fully.
of the things that I do and all of the things that I am. But it's just the fullness.
Yeah.
It's balancing the family with self, social life, just everything. It's the whole package.
I love that.
Philanthropy,
Love that.
just giving, caring, accepting, sharing.
And which you do so gracefully. You're such an inspiration to me. Oh, I love this lady.
I love you too,
her.
and I love you too. Genuinely.
Genuinely.
Day
Genuinely,
the
yes.
first time I met you.
All right, so we've come to one of my favorite parts of the show, our epic intention cards. Have you seen these? Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are epic intentions are something that one of our pillars, studying intentions, and we were gifted these cards, which are simply brilliant by Miss Stacey Hines. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you as our guest cut the deck.
Cut the deck.
Shuffle a bit.
Okay, all right. Let's shuffle and deal. Let me show up my shuffling skills.
Watch out.
Yeah, man. I can go Vegas. And I'm to split the pair pack?
Yes, you split.
And take one?
Yes, and take.
All right. I like the middle.
Okay. And I will just pull from the top.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You read.
Oh my. Oh my gosh.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I am a masterful creator.
God, every
No,
week.
sir. Me have to go through the pack because
Every week.
wow, I contemplate myself as surrounded by the conditions I intend to create. Wayne Dyer. I am a
Every week.
masterful
We do not
creator.
understand, guys. We do not pre-do these cards for our
Wow.
guests. This is just, these cards are
Wow.
brilliant. Okay. I'll take this one. I'll take it. Here's the artwork. I am the light of the world. I allow my inner light to shine, embracing opportunities to teach, share, and expand the universal knowledge of my fellow humans from a place of willingness and love.
What do you think this is?
I think.
What is this?
Yeah.
That's
Spot
that.
on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
That's
Angelie,
incredible.
where can our audience find you?
They can find me on Instagram. Social media, it's Angelie Spencer Home is my decorating page. That's my professional page. And Angelie Spenno is my life. Everything. It's all me.
Please
It's all
follow
there.
her. She's simply amazing. I just want to shout out really quickly. You guys know I'm a big advocate for Caribbean fashion. So this dress that Angelie's wearing is by Flower Child. Miss Casey, and big up yourself. I absolutely love it. And my earrings today are from McKinley Ray Abigail. Big up yourself. And my dress. Oh, yes. Look, everybody knows that I am big
huge
on our bead, Story and Myth.
Story and Myth,
and this dress is by Caribbean Cowgirl.
Really?
So shout out to all the Caribbean designers and boutique owners out there. Angelie, again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. This was immensely
your
satisfying.
grace is just inspiring.
Thank you.
Inspiring.
Thank you, darling.
My wish for us all is that we get to a place in life where we are comfortable to live on purpose. Not just live on purpose, but live purposefully unapologetic. Recognizing and using our voice for good and change. Asserting ourselves and exercising our tenacious spirit and walking boldly in our God-given purpose. Tonight, I leave you with this timely message. Be bold enough to use your voice, brave enough to listen to your heart, and strong enough to live the life you have always imagined. God bless and good night.
Are you ready? 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 When the roll is called out, I'll be standing taller to face the darkest and the hardest of times. We'll be taking care of all the children thereof, but if it's required, we'll be on the front line. You can call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. Never say never, willingness forever to fight and be strong. Once it's for better, I'll write every letter and moving right along. And I'll roll with the punches, accept changes, work with the formula, do what I have to do, and call me by my name, I am ready to roll. Once the rules remain the same, how the story's been told. Call me anytime, never cop out. Lioness is on the rise, don't you ever have doubt. When you are willing to serve, we have room to observe, to see if you can walk the walk you took. Let me give you my